Christine Corrado here in the Proactive Investors New York studio. Joining me in the studio today is Dominic Mansour from Bragg Gaming Group. Dominic, great to have you in the studio today.
Hi, Christine. Thanks for having me.
So we previously last spoke on Skype. You had just begun heading up Breaking Data, which is now known as Bragg Gaming. You forecasted then that the company would acquire 1.1 million gamers once ORYX Gaming, the subsidiary of Bragg, was launched on its platform. Are you still on track here to get that amount of viewership?
Yeah. So when we last met, that was that was back in August last year, 2018. We had just announced the transaction. We hadn't closed the transaction at the time. Now, end of December, we closed everything. We became Bragg. We renamed the business, and we took over the two big assets that we wanted, which was Give Me Sport and ORYX, which is the tech side of things. So you've got the media and the tech. Mm-hmm. So where have we got to in that? We've built the site. The site's live now, and crucially, if you remember, the model was that we're cross-selling from the Give Me Sport audience into the Give Me Bet site that we just launched. And the crucial part of that, given that Give Me Sport generates a good half of its traffic through Facebook, is you need Facebook to give you the green light to carry gambling advertising on there. Okay. So we've got through all that process now, which was quite administratively heavy, and we're fully functioning and we're running. Great. So it's all good. Things are going really well. And
speaking of ORYX, that subsidiary, it has entered into a deal with Genesis Casino, which is an online internet casino. ORYX is going to provide the games on that platform. Can you just go into detail on that partnership?
Yeah, sure. So ORYX has a hell of a pipeline of new customers ongoing, and hopefully we'll be seeing a lot more of these kind of announcements coming out. What they're providing to Genesis is their core casino platform. So this is a place whereby through one simple technical integration, Genesis and all of its brands that sit underneath it have access to 5,000 games, some of them from all sorts of different third parties. And it's their choice now to be able to manage those games without having to, what you would typically do is multiple different integrations into different providers, and that's time consuming, and time in this world, we all know what that equates to. Right.
And now that we're on the topic of internet casinos, according to the Department of Justice, the Wire Act, which banned online sports betting, has been revised now to include all forms of gambling. Does this affect your business in any way?
Yeah, so what happened was on Monday of this week, there was an announcement by the DOJ, which was an opinion. And I think that's the key word.
That's the key thing.
Yeah, the key word is they've revised their opinion, but it is not the force of law. It continues to be their new opinion. So there's a little bit of confusion about exactly what that means, and various lawyers right now are digging through that to try and understand it. To try and simplify it for today, sports betting is carved out of that. Sports betting was specifically repealed last year under the PASPA. That was the Supreme Court repealed that act in May of last year. What that said was very, very clearly, sports betting is now, if you choose to regulate it, any state in the US can now regulate online sports betting. Okay. So those two things need to be separated from one another. Okay. The DOJ announcement on Monday and PASPA being now something that is, sports betting is now, could become legal across all of the states in the US.
So now how many states right now have sports gambling legal in the US?
As of December, that was 8.
Okay.
There's 3 more in the really near term that we're expecting, and I think strictly speaking, it's somewhere going to be between 6 and 13 this year who regulate it. We know there's 33 US states who are debating whether to pass a bill. And actually this very morning, both Rhode Island and Massachusetts made announcements that they have put forward bills themselves for legalizing online sports betting.
And so you see this as a gateway to legalize all online sports betting?
Absolutely, no question about it. The American Gaming Association estimates that the illegal black market is somewhere around $60 billion a year.
Wow.
To throw some big numbers, 4.6 billion was bet on the Super Bowl last year on illegal sites. As opposed to the 150 million, which looks so small now, that was bet legally in Nevada at the same time. So we think that 150 this year will probably double, if not triple, through the legal amount bet on the Super Bowl this year. So it's definitely going in the right direction.
So if it does become legal, it opens up a huge market for you.
It's fantastic for us, for our business, for the entire sector. Give Me Sport can grow very simply into the US market, that its audience. ORYX has got the technology, and we will now, and we're in a number of processes to acquire licenses across the US, and that's a really good opportunity for all of us.
Great. Well, looking forward to covering the company as these laws progress. Dominic, thank you so much for joining me today.
Great. Thanks for your time.